Well, it's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman and the podcast chat. Cycling is back. It's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman and the podcast chat. Cycling is back. Well, it's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman got the podcast chat. Cycling is back and it's a natural fact. I said this is the best podcast chat. Boom! So many stories that I've been told. Let us chat about the young and the old. Elston Kerr and Mr. Norris Wade. These are the guys that all pave the way. Janita and Mr. Rudy Mogale. Them always the sort on the trail. Holiday and Alfred Parks, just to name a few of the greats. Yeah. So many historical race, from Belize to Cayo and back. Yeah. We only speak natural facts here at Oswald Bowman Podcast Chat. Boom! Well, it's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman and the podcast chat. Cycling is back. It's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman and the podcast chat. Cycling is back. Well, it's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman got the podcast chat. Cycling is back and it's a natural fact. I said this is the best podcast chat. Boom!
Welcome to Bike Chat with Oswald Bowman, the place to be for what's happening in cycling. In this podcast, you will be in tune with the latest cycling news, interviews with cyclists, be updated with events happening in the world of cycling. Hello, I am Oswald Bowman, and this episode will captivate your interests. Listen to live interviews with cyclists of the past and present. Follow this podcast episode on YouTube. Feel free to leave a review or comment. This is Bike Chat with Oswald Bowman. Let's get started.
Let me just put my background. And we're going through this blackout, no?
Yes, that's what I was told.
Yeah, so
are you ready for this big trip?
yeah, I guess we are trying to finalize the team.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and some good backgrounds. But as soon as basically we're hoping, actually I'm just trying to coordinate a meeting. We were just gonna be meeting, but at the same time it's a woman call, no? So
Okay.
we'll be meeting after this, I guess, to go over one more time to finalize who are the persons who will be going. Now the idea is we want to make sure we have athletes who will be able to perform at their best, no?
Yes.
Who have been performing. We had our criteria that we use, which it's not only the performance but also mental the mindset to win, in that sense, if you want to say that.
Okay.
It included other criterias to say how we make our selection, or how we have shortlisted, or how we have created our national team, no?
Yes. Like when I rode in Belize and we had test races.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys didn't do it in that
We wanted to do, but the issue we had was the fact that there were some riders who are out of the country, and some of the higher caliber riders, if you want to say it that way.
Yeah.
And because they were going into training with some of these, the team that Justin has put together, Justin team, no?
Uh-huh.
So we had to take that, because then you don't want to say you're doing a test race and people we are making selection, taking into consideration other riders, and they were not there, and how do we, you know how it goes, right?
Yeah.
It's a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation. Yeah. And that's what we constantly have, no?
Okay.
It's nobody will say in terms of, okay, yes, I can do better. We all think that we're the best. That is always, and I mean, we can't fault nobody for that.
Yeah.
That's part of what we that regards. And so it's just a matter of trying to make sure that we're fair as best as possible. Because you won't please everybody. You
Yeah.
definitely know you'll have some people that will query what you do. I'm looking for the document actually to say what was the criteria that we used,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to figure that out where that is right now.
How about the coaches?
How about the coaches? Um, that's a challenge. Well, one of our thing when we started, that was one of our first thing that we requested in terms of to do our coaching program. We know that we have a few people here in country that have been doing the challenge, doing that task, and we have um, what's his name, Palas, who
Yeah.
has taken on the volleyball team. We have Dougie, who is also a member of the federation and has been giving helping out a lot in that
Yeah.
regards with some youths as well. And let me see if I can recall. We have Earl Tias, Mr. McCulloch.
Yeah.
We have a few people who have been doing it, but I know that there are a few also some of the team are individual who parents can are looking at coaches out in the US, no?
Yeah.
I think Bill is one of them.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember who are the other coaches, but it's something that we want to try to see how we can have more people understand the sport, the basic of the sport, because that's where you normally start from. So hopefully sometime this year we get a response from NOC. If not, definitely we would hope that by next year we can do it, which is basically the start of the Olympic quadrennial. This year is the Olympic year, so the Olympic year ends this year and we start over for a 4 year process now
Yeah.
of um, of trying to put together a plan and to see how we succeed or we progress towards getting our riders to qualify, because that's the process of participating in these big games. You qualify,
Yeah.
like for the what you call it, the Commonwealth Games and the World Championship and the Olympic, no?
Yeah.
So that's our goal in reference to trying to set that out, create that strategic plan, submit what how we plan on doing that, and see how we can get funded through the Olympic to achieve that goal. Of course, that will take us back. I guess we will look at maybe the juniors, towards the juniors and under 23 riders. Right now, most of our high level riders are under 23 athletes. So it's how we have to create a development program for them to qualify for the 2028. If not, how we can, I mean, and of course the junior riders who will be transitioning, someone like Jalen Rusenio,
Yeah.
that creating program that will have him succeed and have him reach and be able to. I know Mr. Glenn, one is to have a Belizean at the Tour de France. My one is basically to have our athletes to basically shine
Yeah.
in the Olympic.
Mm.
So it's not looking at it locally, but looking at it in the bigger picture of the cycling world, no?
Yeah.
And that's what for some of the sports locally, volleyball, we have athletes who are basically very good and
Yeah.
getting their education now by being drafted in the US by universities to play for their team, and
Yeah.
that's something big, and it's in that same way we would want to similarly, but in terms of the big teams out in on the US. I think we have a couple of our besides Kaya and Oscar who are on the pro teams right now.
Yeah.
I think we understand that both Jill and what's his name, Derek
Chavaria.
and Javin,
Yeah.
Derek and Javin are expected to be drafted to go on those pro teams soon, no? In
Okay.
the
Good.
US.
Okay. Great. But and this the team to Brazil. You gonna have any coaches with the team?
We haven't finalized. We actually work, we are trying to figure out is funding. That's one of our basic thing. There's a different process where we understand because we were new to it. When I was there, I remember you submit your plan or and your budget to NOC, but now they're saying they will reimburse you. And we
Uh,
came in where at the end of last year, They
Yeah.
have not yet reimbursed for 2023.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of difficult to say we want to take a big team. And
Yeah.
right after this event, there's another event in the Central American Road Championship in Honduras.
Yeah.
So it's like trying to juggle. But at the Pan American game, what we will also have is the Congress for Copacea for this region,
Mm-hmm.
where they will discuss the business of cycling for the region. So I'm not so sure yet. We have put together, and we're trying to, we're, as I said, that's one of the challenges we have right now, to determine how many people we can carry.
Oh, okay, good.
Take into consideration the next game in Honduras, which is basically a week after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
So I will have to say I cannot answer that at
yeah.
this point in time. Probably next week we can
Yeah.
have who will be the persons that will be going on.
The coaches. Then
Yeah.
there's always like a big talk about the foreigners or the international guys that goes to Belize to ride. How you feel about that?
For me, as I said, like for me, I'm looking at our riders have the ability. They just need to be polished, and
Yeah.
if we can have some programs or something in place that could help them to become more competitive, and participate in foreign competition
Yeah.
effectively, no? When they go to these foreign competition, they cannot choose who they will be riding
Yeah.
against. And our riders want to go out and compete internationally. So in terms of foreign competition, I do understand what you're talking about, how you bridge between where we at
Yeah.
and the pro teams, no?
Mm-hmm.
But that we have to slowly, or we have to try to bridge them, and not just give them that big competition. And I do understand that, but eventually, um, it's improving,
Yeah.
and bringing in some more a little higher caliber rider for them to test their potential.
Yes. Yes.
I agree in that regard, or that is what
Yeah.
I would like to see. If we go right now to the Panam Games, of course it will be. I perceive that we will have Mr. Lopez, who will be there. We
Yes.
will have
Yes.
every
Yeah.
every country would want to send their
Their
best.
best. Yeah.
We know who are our best,
Mm-hmm.
and if we've seen that our best here were able to give a good race, or
Yeah.
compete effectively
Compete.
with,
Yeah.
with Mr. Lopez, if you want to say he's one of the top within the region, no?
Yeah.
Because I think I understand they shared there that he just this week, or over the weekend, he won there was a competition in, was it Costa Rica or some
Oh,
or
he won
somewhere
again.
else, that he won a mountain bike race, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, he won
Yes.
that, which was a regional event.
Yeah.
No, so if we can go and be as competitive, it can also become a motivation
Yes.
for
Yes.
riders
Mm-hmm.
to want to excel or do better, and it's also another incentive for our younger riders to say, this is where I want to go.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
think that bringing in, improving or increasing the caliber, not at the same level, but increasing the caliber of riders, for them to try to say that's my goal, then
Yes.
I am in support of that. No?
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
And we're talking, and if you want to go back to the women cross country,
Yeah. I was gonna ask you about the
um,
late. Yeah.
yeah, the women cross country, where we have there were some concerns. We Our challenge was basically, the sponsor wanted to say, we don't want to be investing in having a race with just 3 to 5 riders.
Yeah.
We don't have a big pool of women
Woman.
riders.
Yes. Yes.
So we basically set out and say, trying to recruit participants from within the region, Mexico, which is one of our which has we understand there's a pool of riders out there,
Mm-hmm.
and we sent to all the Caribbean countries asking. But of course, the cost of having to go to come to Belize, it has to be another thing. We
Yeah.
cannot pay for those costs there,
Yes. Yes.
to invite the riders by paying their tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So we then also we have the US team, and I think we turned to a couple people in the US. They're saying, do you know of any women? And of course, Justin is part of us, and I mean, I can always fill in the gap where I mean, that's what he could do. He could always fill in the gap where we
Yes.
need it. And it didn't work out how we planned because we actually were anticipating up to about 20 riders total, including which we knew it would have been a bigger pool of foreign riders, no?
Yeah, you had
Um,
23 riders, right? 23 ladies in that cross country?
no, it was 11.
It was just 11, huh?
Yeah, it was 11 women. Yeah,
Oh,
which
okay.
was three locals. We had Gabrielle, Natalie, and Kaya,
And Kaya.
and all the other foreign riders. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So, yeah, so,
But
yeah,
what it did, what when we did our first race, which was the New Year's Day race, then we saw the gap because it was um, early from Dangriga, the youth rider. She's a youth rider
yeah, yeah,
who basically was the only rider all the way at the back with these other ladies.
yeah,
I mean, that big gap in reference to we have this young girl competing with other women
yeah,
who are above her league,
yeah,
and it was like we cannot do that, we cannot continue. So we basically right there and then we decide every race that we have, once it's a classic,
yeah,
we will include and have her ride at her level,
yeah,
because she has already been riding for more than a year
yeah,
and basically has been putting in because her goal was to try to compete with these ladies. So she's, yes, right now at a higher level than the other women,
yeah.
the other younger women.
Younger,
But
young ladies, yeah.
that's now them now to say I'll put in the same type of work that Aurelie is doing, no?
So what? Yeah.
But
So what could you do to like boost that, boost like
uh,
get more ladies, more.
well, we have to say thanks to Andrew. Andrew has been pushing on his end.
Yeah.
I think there are about three or four other young ladies who are riding there. When we had the youth cross country, there were seven women or seven young ladies who participated in that.
Mm-hmm.
We would hope that during this summer that we can have some program. I've been actually having discussion with the sports council trying to say how can you assist us because we need a safe environment to have youth competition
Yeah.
on the track, which has been for some years
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
not being well maintained,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it has been deteriorating.
Got
Um,
worse. Yeah.
that's for a closed environment where you can be comfortable knowing that you're responsible for kids.
Yeah.
It's just a small circuit, but it's a way that we can start.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
I've been pushing because we're coming closer to the end of the school year, and after that,
Yeah.
kids are out there, and it's a way we can have certain things to have them. I know Michael Lewis, again, Andrew, through his diaspora group, they always support those things and
Yes.
try to
Mm-hmm.
encourage it, no? So
Yeah.
that's another way that we hope to help, and us doing our own events. We plan on going actually across the country. That's one of our things, to go across the country
Mm-hmm.
to meet with people who are showing interest in the sports in the different
Yeah.
districts. I have a young lady who has reached out, basically said she would like to form a club in Punta Gorda,
Oh, nice.
a
Yeah.
cycling club.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been sharing information with her. I haven't, I mean, based on what has all transpired, but our hope is to go down there, meet with her,
Mm-hmm.
have a discussion, and find out what it is, and to show that we are interested as well to partner. It's not only about Belize City. For right now,
Yes.
we have realized that cycling is between Belize District for us, the Cayo
Hi.
and Dangriga.
Yeah.
There's a little bit solid foundation there, and
Yeah.
so we can now go out and try to expand, no?
Yes. Yes. Great. And no any summer camps.
I'm not so sure as yet. As I said, I think this year what we want to do, because of the lack of facility,
Yeah.
we will try to see what we can do. But we want to, as I said, for the summer we want to go across the country to try to
Yeah.
meet with
Mm-hmm.
these smaller with these people who are interested in doing events,
Yeah.
and
That's
see how
nice.
we
Yeah.
can work with them to improve, and how we can say,
Mm-hmm.
to say, okay, let's see how you can recruit and add more members or add more people to
Yeah.
your pool, no? And taking it from basically the youths up to the older, because because we know there's a
Yeah.
lot of weekend warrior type riders
Yes, yes.
around the country.
No, that's nice. And you have about 2 more years, right, before the next election.
Yeah, after this
Uh,
year will be 2 more years as
I hope yes.
Mr. Glenn, who was elected. He's if you want to, and I can honestly say he's the only elected member, and we were all appointed by him to assist
Yeah.
to give him the support. No,
Yeah. I hope
yeah.
you guys do well. I know you guys are trying, and
We are
yeah,
trying, and I mean, we will make mistakes because we are
yeah,
trying. Sometimes trying to do good, sometimes they end up doing bad. You know that, right?
yeah, yeah,
And but we will persevere, and we have our intention, as I said, is to develop the sport.
yeah,
We have been looking at this year, learning, but where we can implement or where we can,
yeah,
you know, do what we can get done and establish. That's
yeah,
what we want to do this year. But in terms of next year and putting out a plan for the next 4 years at least, no? We may
yeah,
not go through the entire, it's up to the athletes after that, after the first 2 years to see, because that's what we have, no? If what we are
yeah,
planning on doing is something that they can work with and want to continue.
yeah, and I definitely know they're gonna keep you guys in. You guys are a good team so far, and
Yeah.
in with the broadcasting that you guys do is pretty good with the drone and
Yeah.
having
Working with, yeah.
Dave Palace and Bizet in the booth.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
It's a I thank you for saying that, no, because it has been a challenge. I have heard
Yeah,
from several people that they enjoyed what we did, and I
yeah,
would say that's for. I will have to honestly say, based on the feedback we have gotten, I think you probably see some of the feedback on the live as we are going.
yeah,
The criticism, some are positive and some are basically just, I mean, it sometimes we feel bad about we're trying and it's like we're not
yeah.
trying good enough, no?
No,
But
yeah, it's pretty good. You're trying. It's gonna have a little mid-sap here and there, but
mhm,
it's the right direction. And in the booth you have like the three guys and there's one lady, and
yeah,
it's like
correct.
almost all those guys have about 30 years or 40 years of cycling in
Yeah,
with experience.
being around the sport and
Yes.
know things about the
Yeah,
sport.
yeah,
Yeah,
no, it was pretty good. It was like professional, like what you see international. It was
yeah.
great, you know.
The only challenge we have is the difference between how when we do it and when Andrew is doing it, no?
Yeah,
Because Andrew, when he's doing the smaller races, he's with a smaller group
yeah,
and he's able to, so this is one of the negative impact that affects us because then his same team or fans and viewers
yeah,
come to our event expecting to have Andrew one being there
yeah,
and basically upfront
yeah,
and personal.
yeah,
So we kind of been taking a lick and it's kind of
yeah,
it has been a challenge so far, but we think we are gonna we making different groups
yeah,
and basically to say you guys focus on that. This is what we
yeah.
want because we need to generate revenue.
Yes, yes,
We cannot continuously sit here and expect that every time we go to the corporate body, they'll give us what
yes,
we
yes,
want. We have never gotten all what that we want, but we have to survive with what we get.
yes.
We cannot expect from the government.
Why
We
is
are
that?
not,
Because,
as I
but
said, for
like,
NOC is
yeah,
not open.
like some government in different country, they support their sports. How come it's so hard
Mm,
for the government in Belize to like really put out?
yeah. So that's right now. That's a challenge we're experiencing.
Yeah,
Trying to get the funding is not really forthcoming.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, we are hoping that what we want to do is get a good race coverage, sell the broadcast right or sell
yeah,
the rights at that point to
yes,
generate
yes,
revenue.
yes,
That's our goal. That's one of our goals.
yes,
And we hope within the next at least 2 years that we can, if we end up having to leave, we can leave something
yes,
that can say
in
we worked to create a sustainable
yes,
federation.
yes,
Getting things. It's a lot of investment. It's a lot of time. It was very challenging for us as a team because we kind of back and forth with each other, trying to say, how can this work? And when we look at it, we like what you said, it was working, but it's just the expectation, and I think the negativity from out there
Yeah.
that impact on us. Um, you know,
But it was,
it
I'm
was
telling you, it was good. I just got to stick with it.
yeah.
It
Okay,
was
thank
pretty
you.
good. And just to listen to Bizette, Dave Warewood, and
Mm-hmm.
Palas was in there one time. I know he had
One
to
time,
service his guys for
and
cross
Karen
country.
Rosito,
Yes, it was great. It was
yes,
like real professional. It was nice, and
awesome.
you get the
Thank
whole
you.
history of cycling, listening to the guys. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it was great.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
like anything else, you just gotta keep doing it and keep.
Till perfect it.
Yeah, you're gonna have some people
You still not
have things
perfect
to
it, but
say.
at least you can make it more enjoyable,
Yeah,
and people say that's what I want. That I don't mind. That's what I'm gonna look at, right?
yeah. Because look, I just had like listening to the guys just talk about bike, cycling, how the
Yeah.
race is going. That was pretty good. But I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully, I think I asked you everything and you answered everything, Miss Letitia. Uh,
Okay. Thank you.
the plans to boost the number of female cyclists, we spoke about that. How
Yeah.
about summer camps? We spoke about that. The broadcasting, we spoke about that. You spoke about the goals moving forward, and the international cyclists.
Participation.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
spoke about that, and you spoke about the events, not just this event coming up in Brazil.
Yeah.
Uh, you spoke about how the team and the coaches, you know. But you just got to stick with it, Miss Letitia. You're doing a great job. And
It's a team. It's a team, and I have to
yeah,
say that it's a great team. Working together. It's we started out small, but
yeah,
we are recruiting, and
yeah,
we're recruiting people. It's like I'm gonna say this is how I term it. Don't say I'm here to help you when you need me.
yeah,
Come
yeah,
and bring yourself and be present. That's what we
yeah,
are looking at for people where, okay, we're gonna task you with something. You go ahead, do what you need to
yeah,
do, and you come and says, this is what we can do,
yeah,
and when we discuss and fine tune that in that regards. Not
yeah,
there sitting and waiting for me to tell you, I want you to do this, I want you to
yeah.
do that. Come with ideas.
Yes. Then like for fundraising, right? Mr. Guns had his first cross country. He had asked me to sell food and beverage. So that's something good for the association to also look into,
Yeah.
because you could make a nice profit from doing that.
It was a plan. I'll be honest, and I can a friend of mine who I know have one of these businesses that Boeing and Boeing does, what you
Yeah,
call these neighborhood store, the
yeah,
neighbors. I know, and I was asking him, hey, and I know when there's agricultural show, he has his
yeah,
booth out there and doing. So I was trying to get him. I says, listen, come help me set this up for us, right?
yes,
But and or even if the point I was at, even if you come and do it, but you can give us something to. But I hear you. That's something that they do, but I guess to find someone to take on that responsibility and say, I identify people. Here it is. We either do it for the federation, or
yeah,
we do it. You come here and you give us contribute something
yeah.
towards the federation.
Because me and Mr. Gunch tried it in his first cross country. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
when he had gave the prizes out at Memorial Park, so
Yeah,
I did it through Boeing, and
yeah,
it was great. I mean, it was the first time we tried it, but if it's something that he does it again, it's gonna be that's a nice income coming in.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. And it's something like where I not to say that I am pushing to have the cross country finish. You remember we used to finish at the national stadium
National
where the
Stadium,
parades was.
yes,
That was its own revenue. I know that
yeah,
from previous experience. I've been
yeah,
around cycling for quite some time.
yeah,
I've served on several with several executives. So I
yeah,
remember doing it one year, and the revenue you generate is quite. It's
yeah.
something very beneficial, honestly.
Because
Um,
you remember we used to have to pay to go in National
yep,
Stadium.
Yeah, and
Then
you
you
will get
had
about 3 or 4 thousand people in that in
yeah,
that in that in that area. Even up to the last minute when the riders are about to enter, they want to
yeah,
get in there to see the last few
yeah,
laps, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Then
So
you could have you could have your drinks, your water, your soda,
exactly, and
you have your
food,
food,
snacks.
and all those
Yeah.
things are incomes,
Mm-hmm.
Then I think
Yeah.
at one time they used to have like a cycling dance or something like that, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Actually, what we plan on doing when we get the results of the anti-doping, our plans basically to have like a little ceremony to hand out the trophies, and I know that most of our most of the prize were run by foreign riders. It would be nice if they say, okay, I could come back to get it, but
get rice.
we want to do something like that.
Yeah.
When Mr. Bowman was there, remember them having the cycling and all of
Yes,
those things.
yes, that's what I'm, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
But it would be nice to do those things, but we would need to, I mean, we would need people who would say, come, I want to take charge of that. You allow
Yeah,
me to do it. I'll just, that's what we want. That's what I am saying. When I'm
yeah,
saying the ideas are to get it done, come
yeah,
and, come together and say, okay, this is what I want to do. Can you
yeah,
authorize me? And we do it in support of the
yeah.
Cycling Federation.
Yeah, it's
So,
yeah. One's communication, constantly have meetings,
yeah,
discuss what you want to do. Certain, like you said, certain body of people take care of that. Certain
yeah,
body of people take care of something else, and it's gonna work. It takes
yeah.
time, and and you guys are gonna be a great team, Glenn.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be it's the cyclists are in
and
good
using
hands.
and using today's modern technology, kind of making it a little more lighter.
Yeah.
I mean, we have our technical meeting.
Yeah.
It's just like this.
Yes. Yes.
We
Yes.
send out our now we do all our registration are basically Google links
Yeah.
that help. So we're using the technology to move the sport forward as well, making it easier for them and for us in that. We all have our own other job or a real life job, right? Or
Yes.
what pays
Yes.
our bill.
Yes.
And so in and honestly, I have to say, cycling right now it's a full time, another full time job.
Yes.
But we all
Salama.
like it. We get
Yeah.
stressed out based on the challenges we experience from and that's part of it. But
Yeah.
if we can try to say, okay, let's not fight, but let's try to
Yeah.
put it positive channels, and let's do
Yeah.
better together. It's not just saying bam 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 and
Yeah.
finding solution for us.
Yes.
Help us and say, can you do it this way, or you can do it this way? I could
Yeah.
recommend this, or I could recommend that. That's what we would like.
Okay. Great.
But rather than just slaughtering, and you know how it goes, right?
Yes. Yes. So
Yeah.
just thanks for coming on, Miss Letitia.
No
Uh,
problem.
keep
Thank you very much, and
keep up
thanks for the time.
keep up the great work. You know,
Thank you.
you guys doing
Thank
pretty
you.
good. So just keep it up.
All
So,
right.
all right. Thanks so much.
All right.
Thanks for coming on
All
Bike
right. No
Chat.
problem. Have a good night.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Letitia.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Thank you. How was that? Huh? All right. Good. So how's it going, Derrick?
Everything's going all right.
Good.
Talking
Good.
about yourself and struggle.
All right. So you all ready? Preparation for the races coming up. I know you guys have one coming up in Brazil.
Yeah, yeah. Brazil is next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Currently I'm still kind of recovering from the crash I had last week at Spartanburg. But I think other than that, you know, it's just to get fully recovered and get back on the bike. I mean, I am on the bike right now, but I'm just not training as hard as
Oh,
I
okay.
would like.
Oh, okay. Okay. But you most likely you should be ready, like you says, in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm hoping so as well.
Okay. Okay. So what else you have planned when it comes to
Um,
the cycling events?
I might do a race this weekend. Depending on how the body feels. I mean, the pain areas and mainly at the back, the lower back, and the left rib. I'm hoping I can feel good by this weekend and maybe I give it a try and see what it's like.
Yeah. Says, how was cross country? How was that race?
Well, in a nutshell, cross country was kind of all over the place. Um, I try create some breakaways. Breakaways, but the chase group, try to initiate. We have a chase group to bring up the breakaway went. At least try to break across with three guys. But yeah, there wasn't much people trying to help to go across, so
Yeah,
that didn't work out. So yeah,
yeah,
I just have to circle for the blind sprint.
yeah. I had JR on, your brother, and he talked very highly of you after some of the things that he did in his training that helps him in the race. That uh, things that he tried that you had uh, tell him to try, and he said it worked for him. So so you helped him a lot in his training. Some of the things that you you came back and you gave to him in training.
Yeah, who's this that we're talking about?
I'm sorry, Derek. Say it again.
I I didn't quite hear who you were talking about.
No, he says some of, one of the reasons he did so well in cross country, your brother, is because of
Oh, my brother.
yeah some of the things that you showed him when you came back from your visit overseas, and that
Yeah,
he put together with his training, and those things that you show him helped him a lot in cross country.
yeah. Me and him were riding a lot. When I came back in December, and fortunately he got 3 months off from work, and he had enough time to train. So me and him were doing a lot of day rides together, a lot of longer rides, and even shorter rides, easier rides. He'd jump in some of the interval sessions that I have, and we'd go out, compete with each other, and just push each other's limits.
Yes, yes,
But I think in the end it paid off for both of us because I was feeling really good in cross country, but just I missed the break, and everything kind of crumbled after that.
yes, yes. And I had Miss Letitia on, and she was talking about a lot of plans they have with CVS of you guys, the cyclists, which sounds pretty good. I think that you guys are in great hands with uh, Glenn. Glenn is pretty good, and Miss Letitia, she was on last night. So I think everything looking up pretty good for you guys when it comes to events and race overseas and things like that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. This is the part of the year, the part of the season that I look forward most to because it's more competitive racing. When we go to represent for the national team,
Yeah,
we go against stronger guys, and overall just some really cool races
yeah,
internationally, and that's what I kind of prepare my training for. That's what I base my training around. Like this is where I want to do well. I mean, obviously I want to do well early in the season too, but I also want to be able to be in good form coming into this part of the season, like during summer, kind of well, later in the year, August, September. That's kind of where
yeah. national race in Belize is in June, right?
Yeah, it's currently set for the 23rd and the 30th,
Oh, okay.
if I could remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
But also there's a national team event happening around that same time, so I'm not sure how CFB is going to deal with that. You know,
Okay, good. So, tell me about that January 1st race, that creme race.
Prem,
You won the year
same,
before. The
same.
year before you had won, right? Then this year,
This year I got tired. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
The last few miles, the last from 5 miles to the city.
well, coming to coming to Louisville, Corey was attacking and trying to run solo, and John followed, and I kind of made a decision to leave him out there to see what Justin's reaction was going to be, and I was hoping I could get some help out of him just to kind of wear him down a little bit, but he was not budging. I gave it probably like 30 seconds to a minute, somewhere in between there. I let the gap open, and he was not coming around me. He did not want to work at all. But eventually, I had to close the gap. When I closed the gap, I kind of went on the aggressive side and trying to form a gap between myself and the other group. Everything, it's crunch time. Everyone's very alert. They're attentive. And again, Corey went down the road again, and me, Justin, and John were just watching each other. And I was like, okay, I gotta make a move. I can't just leave him and go down the road. And I went for it, got a gap. Then Justin came across. Then John Levon came across. And they went all back together with like a mile to go. And we just sat up.
Yeah.
Me and Justin just sat up. Why? I have no idea, but it's a big decision that I regret up to this day. It could have been a better turnout for me.
Yeah,
That's why I regret it so much.
and you're such a improved sprinter. You work on it a lot, Derrick.
Yeah.
Man, you got real since you went away and came back. I noticed that you're no joke coming to the finish.
Yeah. Over the past 2 years, I've been working on my sprint. When I first arrived at the college, I was kind of naturally the guy with the better jump. Um, that you think that's funny because here in Belize, everyone has a better jump than me. Everyone's faster than me. And then I go to college and
Yeah.
I have a better jump than everyone out there.
Oh,
And my coach is like, okay, you're gonna be a sprinter.
oh,
So he gave me a lot of sprinting lessons, and that's how I improve. Sprint form when it comes to putting down
yeah,
maximum power at the most efficient way possible.
yeah. So,
And
yeah.
he helped me a lot.
So that's just a lot of intervals, or you did like a lot of weights, leg work in the gym.
Well, weights are a part of it. Going to the gym, doing squats, and different variations and other stuff. But also on the bike, working on getting equal power through both legs.
Both legs, yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, and to be able to hold on to your bike and just
yeah,
control it properly. It's also an upper body
yeah.
thing to do. You can't just have strong legs and expect to be a good sprinter. You also have to get a strong upper body.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's Derrick is amazing, man. I think it was in a guns race. I saw you like. You had broke the record, right? When you came back, you have the record for
Yeah,
guns
this
race,
was
right?
late December
Yeah, and
or mid-December, somewhere around there.
then you had to finish with a couple of the top sprinters and you beat them. I was like, that was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, coming on to the finish, there wasn't a really big crowd that was left, um, and my teammates sacrificed themselves just to get us that closer margin to beat the record,
Yeah,
and we came down to the line. Me, Kenyon, and Leon Leslie was also my teammate.
yeah.
Uh, we ended up beating the record by 7 or 9 seconds.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Then I think, did you had a finish with, I was trying to remember which race you had to finish that you had beat couple, I think, I don't know if it was Catus or Palas was in that sprint, but you had like really beat a lot of top guys in one of these
yeah.
races.
I've had some good sprint
Was it?
finishes this
Oh,
year.
I think it was
Uh,
the race in the one in Kaya. Then you had the sprint finish with Oscar and you had beat him.
yeah, that's for the tour. That's third day of the Valentine tour.
Yes, yes. And
Uh,
the second leg or the third leg was out in Kaya,
yeah, yeah, it was
and
the
you
third
had beat him
stage.
on the finish, right?
That was definitely a tight sprint. Yeah, just barely won
But
him.
Derek, that's amazing because a couple of years ago before you went, I think Oscar was beating you on finishes, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
And
they were tearing me up.
yeah, you came back, and that was that was amazing. That
Yeah.
you beat him.
I
Right?
mean, I'm pretty proud of the way I'm coming around. I'm certainly not the best, but
But
improving every year,
yeah,
improving every month, every week, every day. That's my main goal. I'm not trying to specifically beat anyone, but just ensuring that I'm better than I was last year.
I know you
That's
was.
kind of my main focus in my training.
It's a big improvement.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a huge improvement, Derek.
I
That
also had some really good sprint finishes in the Vuelta Chiriqui that I did in Panama
yeah,
early January. Um, there's some good sprinters there,
yeah.
and
And you won that race.
I was right around in the Arrowhead having some fun with them.
You just won a race in California a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah, yeah. Last week that was LAX circuit in California. And it was a pretty rough day for me, but I mean I still came around and I'm glad I got the win.
Yeah, that was nice, man. Because you represent yourself and you represent Belize so good, and
Yeah,
you you
PG
you
still.
you one of the top cyclists now for a good while, for a nice time, as you know. Uh, so, what do you think the association and the government need to help, like a young cyclist like you, that that is in school? Who you think who the association and the government need to help some more, like promote one of the best cyclists like yourself overseas or in school and different
Well,
things like that.
it all comes down to finance.
Yeah,
You need money to be able to move around. You need money to be able to do things. I mean, if you want a training program, you have to find a coach. If you want a good coach, you have to be willing to spend money. You know, it all comes down to just investing money into generalizing the sport or to a specific person. And if you're investing money in a specific person, you have to ensure that they are solely focusing on whatever it is you're investing in them for. So, it, in any athlete's case where they want to see them get better, if you didn't invest in getting a proper coach, a proper place to be staying and training all year round, you need money to do
yeah,
those things. And that's kind of what it is. The athlete also needs to be able to be willing to make those sacrifices. You know, you're gonna be away from home. You're gonna be sacrificing a lot of family time and whatever it is you have at home. But I mean, it's more than just saying let's do this.
Yeah.
You know?
And so when you first went out to school, was it tough? Like leaving home, leaving the family? Was it hard? Like the
Yeah,
first few months, it was.
yeah. The first day I got to school, the first night I started crying.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm really out here. I just left my family.
yeah,
I mean, it's gonna be me alone for the next 4 months, five
yeah,
months, and I had to find some friends and
yeah,
just to be able to talk to some people and just take my mind off thinking about my family.
yeah,
But I mean, over time, it was just like, okay, I'm kind of used to it now. I'll
yeah,
go back home when I go back home.
yeah. Yes. I always tell people the story when I was a cyclist and I stood by. You guys wasn't born yet, but by your father house for 2 weeks and was training in the hills up there. And your father been helping kids for so long. I mean, for years. It had to be over 40 years because he helped me. And I stood up there
Yeah,
for just over 2 weeks, just riding the hills. Those days, Derrick, the hills was much higher. It was gravel. It wasn't paved. And so your father been doing amazing work with the kids, man, for so long. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You guys,
yeah. When I first, yeah, you can put it this way. When I first graduated from my dad's team, he uh, he kind of had a slower role. He didn't really have any other juniors that were interested in riding until probably like 2, 3 years after. And even so, it wasn't like a really big team. But now, I believe he has 10 junior riders, well, junior and youth riders
yeah,
in his team, and there are more riders that wants to join, but he doesn't have the resources to be able to take in
yeah,
all of them.
yes,
Um, it's it's definitely something he would like to do, to just gather as much as possible. But I mean, there's just not enough resources for all of them. And even with those 10 guys,
you said that?
when there's races or whatever,
Yeah,
there's only a selective amount that's going.
yes.
You know,
Yeah, bike is so expensive, man. The parts, everything is so expensive.
yeah, it definitely is. But it's also beautiful and wonderful that riders are coming out. I think he has two female cyclists. I mean, females are the harder ones to get, but
Yeah,
um, I think it's so awesome that there's a lot of junior riders that are willing to
yeah,
get into cycling.
yes. So for years, right, Derek, from you at a young age, you used to ride from Cayo to Belize, right? I remember your father used to do that a lot. He used to, instead of take the bus, he used to ride to the city and
Yeah,
ride back. And you used to take some of those rides with him, right?
yeah. My dad does not like the bus.
Yeah,
He hates it.
Derek,
Uh,
for years, he used to ride from Cayo, come to Belize, do what he got to do, and he used to ride back. That's amazing.
yeah, yeah. I think I picked that up from him because I also do that a lot.
Yeah,
But
and Derek, he's doing
I'm,
that. He's
I'm,
doing that for years. I mean, years he did that.
yeah. Everyone knows this as um, the guys with backpacks. They refer to it as splashes.
Yeah,
Is it I think it's splashes, yeah, because they all travel together in a big bundle, and sometimes it'd be me, my dad, my sister, and my cousin, and we just go down
yeah,
together and do whatever we have to do and ride
yeah,
it back.
So like some kids see you doing good now, but they don't. I don't think they realize that you've been doing this like from a very young age.
Yeah, I've tried to show a lot of people that I did not start doing well a long time ago. I did not start doing well when I first started riding. There's an entire process. I've been in the sport 12 years and counting, and it's, I've only just started doing well about 2 years ago. So it's not very long. But I started to encourage him and tell him that doesn't mean you're gonna give up.
Yeah,
You just have to look forward to something and
yeah, yeah.
work towards it.
Yes, and it's and Derek, like it's hard work. It's you got to stay with it. You got to do it. You got to. It's hard work. Cycling is not easy.
It is not. It's one of the hardest sports out there.
So there's in that January 1st that creme race. Uh, I thought you guys was gonna break the record because it wasn't too windy in that race, right? It was like a more calm day. Uh,
The headwind was kind of there. It was, there was some good headwind, but what made the record difficult to break was when John made that first attack about 30 miles out from the finish, and that's where the cat and mouse game started.
I started too
Everyone
far out.
started
Yeah,
watching him.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
he did that move way too much before the line, and I think if he wasn't attacking, uh, we'd have broke the record. We've
yeah,
kept it tight and
yeah,
maybe make moves
yeah,
about 5 miles to go or something.
yeah.
I
Closer to
think
the
we would have been
city.
able to do it.
Yeah. How about the pro teams? You close to get on one, or are you on one of the pro teams yet?
Currently, not signed. There are some exciting news for next year, but I will let it unfold.
Okay, good.
When the time comes,
Yeah,
it'll happen. Um, there's no guarantee as
yeah,
yet, but it's in the planning stage.
yes. Okay, good, man. Got yes. You're about 23 now, right? 22 now, Derek.
I'm 20 years old.
I'm 20.
Yeah, I'm 20.
Oh God, Derek, you're still young.
Yeah. Yep. I started riding a long time ago, and
No, I know, but for
I'm
some
still young.
reason, yeah, I thought it was about 22 now. Oh man, you turned. I remember you turned 19. Yeah. Oh man, you're still young. You're doing
Yeah.
great, Derek. You're doing great, man. You're doing great. I'm so happy for you and your brother. I was hoping that JR get on the team, your brother. Uh, he works hard. He worked so hard in that cross country to play six. I was so happy for him. And one amazing thing in that race, that 8 miles, your father at the circle, your father gave him a Pepsi. That was so good to see, you know.
Yeah, I'm excited for him too. Uh, Based on his performance for cross country, things are looking a bit better for him for 2025. So,
Yeah.
I'm also there cheering him on. We're on different teams now, but I'm always there for him. He's always there for me,
Oh yeah,
and we
Derek.
support each other the best way we can.
He talks highly about you, Derek. He mentioned you. He wants to make sure you finish school. He I think he'll give his whole career up to make sure you make it.
Yeah, and he's done it before, so
Yeah,
it's not
he
a
mentioned you.
doubt that he would do that for me.
Yeah,
He's an amazing brother.
yeah, he talks. It's amazing. He talks very highly of you, and he wants to see you make it.
Yeah,
No, he does. Everything is my brother. My brother. He does. If you listen to the episode 4, He talks very highly of you, man. You know. But I'm gonna continue to support you guys, man, and a big fan of you, big fan of your brother, and know your father for years. Big fans of the whole family. How your sisters? They're not doing any riding right now?
Yeah, I'm appreciative of my brother. Glad to be his brother. And I don't know, he's out at sea right now. He's not currently
Yeah.
training, which sucks.
Yeah, yeah,
He was to be selected for that trip in Brazil,
yeah,
but the way things are looking, it's not looking too well for him.
yeah, yeah. He says he's coming in. He's coming in on I think the 22nd or 21st.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we planned some for him. And
yeah, for sure.
yeah. How's your sisters? They're not riding? Are they doing any kind of riding right now?
Currently, none of them are riding.
Yeah,
They they've prioritized different things in
yeah,
their life, and I try to encourage them as well. But it's hard when they have to take care of their kid
yes,
and they have
yes,
to get a job,
yes,
go
yes,
to work and all that stuff, which is totally understandable. But
yes,
I mean, it's still cool to see them riding, so I try to
yes,
encourage them when I can.
yes. It's Derrick, man. Thanks for giving me some time. Thanks for coming on and bike chat. Kid, keep on. I know it's a lot of hard work. Uh, Finance is a big part of everything, and we had find ways to continue to support you and the family and the whole uh, Chavaria Cycling Club. But hang in there, Derrick, and continue do what you do, man. You're doing well, and it's amazing. You're still so young. You're only 20 years old. That's amazing. And your race
Thank you so
coming
much.
up.
Yeah.
Your race coming up in August, right?
Yes, I do plan on having my fundraiser race in August. Um, I had the exact date in mind. I think it's the 18th,
Okay.
but um, I do plan to have it this year. I plan to expand it a little bit to have 2 days of racing instead of one.
Okay, good.
Kind of make it into a tour-like style. Um, so that's the plan as of now,
Okay, good.
and I'm hoping it works out. It's gonna be a lot of planning and going all over the place, but it's what I want to do, so I'll try to make it work.
All right, Derrick. I know. I support you, man. Let me know, and we are definitely trying to get some people to support much more out of New York. So
Thank you so much. I respect that.
yeah.
I'm very grateful to
No,
have
yes,
supporters and
yes,
people behind me pushing me to be better.
yes, 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 guy. Old guys like ex-cyclists like us or like me, we can't do it no more. So we got to make sure we help the young guys like you that is putting in the work and represent Belize and represent yourself pretty good, man. You're very humble. Your whole family is very humble. So I really appreciate you giving me some time, Derrick.
Yeah, for sure. That's no problem. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thanks, Derrick. Thanks for
It's
coming
good to
on.
just
Yeah.
come out and have a nice chat.
Yeah, man. And I want you
Take my
to,
mind off some things.
yeah, whenever you want to get something out to your fans and to the cycling committee. So Derrick, this is like for you. This is for you. This is for you. Like I told your brother, once you want to put something out and you want to have any kind of discussion, you could just come right on here.
Of course. Of course.
All
I'll
right.
let you know.
Yeah, man. But
Look forward to another session in the future.
all right, man. Thanks, Derrick. Thanks so much. Thanks for your time. I know you're very busy. Thanks to give me some time. Appreciate it.
Thanks to you, Mr. Well. Good night.
Good night. I want to thank Miss Letcia to come on my podcast, Bike Chat. Also thanks Derrick Chavaria, the Phenom, to come on and spend some time with us, and the fans will love it. Always hearing from one of the best, and hearing from Miss Letcia from CFB, discussing the upcoming events with the association. I know she's doing a great job. Glenn Flowers is doing a great job. It's a great association with Glenn in charge. I think we will have some great events and great races with Glenn and Miss Letcia in charge of CFB. I wish them nothing but the best. Also, I want to thank Mr. Guns for his race, his cross-country Sunday. It was a great event. He did well. It was a beautiful race again, Mr. Guns. Thanks so much for the weekend. Thanks so much for the weekend activities. It was a beautiful race. Again, fans, thanks for listening to Bike Chat. This is Oswald Bowman, and this is Bike Chat coming to you from Brooklyn, New York. Fans, good night.
Well, it's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman on the podcast chat. Cycling is back. It's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman on the podcast chat. Cycling is back. Well, it's a natural fact. Oswald Bowman got the podcast chat. Cycling is back and it's a natural fact. I said this is the best podcast chat.